Hi everyone, welcome to episode 28 of the Addydae Designs video blog. I am Deanne, crochet designer, sometimes knitter, hand-dyed yarn enthusiast, and that's what you hear me chat about here on my video blog. It is June the 19th today, and please forgive me subscribers, for it has been over 2 months since I last recorded. I know, terrible. That was the cat, sorry. Yes, it has been over 2 months. I'm so sorry. But as a result, I have a lot to show you today, so I hope that makes up for it. Just be prepared. I'm going to be a little bit rusty, and yeah, anything could happen. Blonde moments, you know, total memory lapses, derailed trains of thought. Are you ready? Let's get started, shall we? I have today so many finished objects to show you, so I'm really excited about that. A couple of whips and a couple of new things. So lots to tell you. Let's get started. A while ago, I can't even remember if I showed you the yarn, but a while ago, Peter from Dingo Dye Works sent both of my girls a skein of yarn in their, they got to choose which colour they wanted, and Peter sent it over as a gift for them. So both of them picked a colour, and both of them requested that I make a shawl out of it. And amazingly enough, they actually both picked the same pattern, which is kind of weird because they're at that age, Imogen's 11 and Piper's 9 now, where, you know, they do not want anything the same. Not that I've ever dressed them the same or anything, but it's like, no, she's wearing that, Mum, I'm not. But anyway, this is what they chose. This one is Piper's. So this is the penned shawl design, which is designed to be worked as 3 separate colours, but I think looks just as nice done in a single colour. And I don't know if you can see it there. Oh, I hope it's showing up. Can you see the sparkle I added to that one? That one's got gold sparkle added. Now the yarn doesn't come this way. This is the Jumbuck base from Dingo Dye Works, which is a single ply, and I love single plies. I can't remember the colour of this one. I think it's Mona. I'll double check and I'll put the details down for you. But the sparkle comes like this on a little cone, and I got that from the, I told you there'd be blanks. The Bendigo Sheep and Wool Show last year. I got this colour, I got gold, which has been added to this one, and I also got like a rainbow silvery, you know, one that changes colours a bit, but this was the combo she chose. So that's Piper's penned, and I really like it with the gold sparkle in it. It looks really pretty with that colourway. And as I said, Imogen chose one as well, and I think hers is the Beatrice colourway. Again, the Jumbuck base, they both chose the same. And this is Imogen's blue one, and, oh, sorry, told you how to practice. It's got sparkle too. I'm going to cover my face up, so I hope that's focused. There we go. But the sparkle in that is beautiful. That's this one, would you believe? It looks really white. But it has got like an opal, I'll cover up my eyes. There we go. Sort of like an opal effect on the sparkle for that one. So yeah, it turned out really, really pretty, and it makes me want to make one of these shawls in a single colour as opposed to 3 different colours from myself. I have some Cartier yarn. It's a black sort of, oh, I can't remember what it's called. I got it ages ago, and it's black with gold sparkle already added to it, so I don't have to double strand it. And I might do that for myself, because that would be very nice for winter. Just a note on the sparkle thread. While it looks awesome and I love the effect of it in the garment, I can't say that I enjoyed using it. It's a little hard on the hands. Obviously it won't stretch, so it's effectively you're crocheting with a strand of plastic. Yeah, so while the effect can be worth it, it certainly, I was a bit sad that it detracted from how lovely and soft the yarn is to work with it. It doesn't make the end product scratchy and stiff and plasticky at all, which is great. But yeah, it's just while you're working it up, it was a little tough on the finger. When I crochet, I hold the yarn and it runs over the top of my index finger, and I had this nice little groove. It didn't cut my finger, but it was wearing a nice little groove there. So anyway, what do? You girls ask for sparkle. You just have to do it with sparkle. So there you go, 2 finished objects already. But wait, there's more. I also finished my blurred lines prototype. I know that sounds bizarre this was the first prototype. And I started with this one once I worked out some of the issues. Anyway, once I worked out and was happy with it, I started the one that you see on the pattern photos. So this one sort of got put aside, and I finally finished it. So this one is slightly different to the pattern, as you probably remember, in that it's been worked with single skeins of more than the 2 colours, which the pattern shows you how to use, but it's really easy to modify to add more. So this one's got 4 colours. This colour is, I think it's Strawberry Milkshake or Strawberry Malt from the Australian Wool Store. This is Film Noir from Hedgehog Fibres. This one, I always forget the colour of this one. It's a jumbuck from Dingo Dye Works, and this one is some Rigididge on, I think that's the Narrabri colourway, also from Dingo Dye Works. So they're the 4 colours I used. I didn't have enough yarn to do the full sleeve, so this one sits about like a 3/4 sleeve, which I really like. So all I had to do was just shorten the sleeve cuff and work it just the same. Like, it was super duper easy. There was no real brain power required in altering that. So if you don't want the thumb holes that the pattern is written with, you don't have to have them. You can have a regular cuff. But I really like it. It's lovely to wear. I can wear this without any undergarments because all the yarns are so soft. No problem at all wearing it next to my skin, which is really strange for me. I don't know whether it's just because as a kid I had traumatic scratchy woolen jumper issues, but the idea of wearing wool next to my skin in like a jumper or a sweater has not been something that I've ever really wanted to do. It's taken me this long to get over it and realise that woolen jumpers made in the 70s were not of the same quality of some of the yarn that you can get these days. So very happy about that, and it's really nice just to be able to pop this on. It looks nice on its own, and yeah, not having to wear any kind of long sleeve underneath it is great too. So hopefully it will mean I can wear it for more times of the year. But it's really warm too, which is great. Love it. While I'm talking blurred lines, the blurred lines crochet along is still going in my Ravelry group. I extended the deadline, so it was to finish I think on the 16th of this month, but given that I've been so busy lately, I decided, I'm sure everyone else is too, so I decided to extend it till the end of this month. So if you have joined in, there's no pressure. Don't feel like you need to finish it for the crochet along. I've got prizes, and whether or not you finish is not going to be an issue. It was just about getting together and making the garment together. There is going to be a revision of that pattern coming out to correct. It wasn't an error per se. It's just going to, if you followed the thread, you'll know what I'm talking about. Just to better align the front necklines for symmetry. That's coming out. But if you've got the pattern already, don't fear. There's not an error as such. But yeah, you'll get an updated version very soon. Yeah, So extended till the 30th of June, and I have prizes to show you. So these are mainly ones that have been donated, which was awesome. So I'll show you what some of the prizes are, hey? So first of all, I've got this cute little pin. Oh, I hope that can show up. I should cover my face. There we go, from Crochet Luna. Claudia sent that over to go in the prize pool for the crochet along. So I'm not sure if you can read it, but it says, crochet friends are the best of friends. So I hope you can read that there. But isn't it a cute little pin? So she sent that over as a prize. So that's going to be one of the prizes. Also got, now this is kind of an unusual prize, but I don't think the person that gets it will be disappointed. Talia from the Talia Louise Crochet podcast donated some tea. So there we go. So yeah, Talia sells teas. I'll put the link below if you're interested, but this is Cocoa Haven. And I sampled, I can't remember. When we met up, she had some individual samples too, and now I cannot for the life of me remember what flavour it was, but it was beautiful. So I so want to open this up and sniff it, but I know it's all sealed up. So that's another prize, along with a little pin that I picked up when I was at Skein Sisters in April, which is got a little, it just says crochet on that little ball band. So that's another prize. I also have a cute project bag, just a little simple pouch that you can hold over your arm if you're into walking around crocheting. Can't say that I've ever tried that, but you know, see people doing it on Instagram. Maybe it's just the thing they do for the photo for Instagram, I don't know. But yeah, my sister made up a bunch of these, so I've got one of those. It's got 2 pockets, as you can see there on the front, and I picked up some stitch markers from Black Water Yarns at the, is that focusing? Yeah, I think I'll put the bag down, because these are super cute. You've got to see these, look at them, they're little alpacas. And you could use these for knitting or crochet, but you guys already know that. I don't need to tell you that, I'm sure. So that's another prize. And Laura from the Lola Star Creates podcast sent me this as a prize. Look at this. It doesn't even fit in the screen. An awesome tote bag. So it's got a strap on the side, nice long straps here. I can't remember, does it have pockets? No, it doesn't have any pockets on the inside. But it's a fantastic large size project bag. And it's padded so that it sort of, you know, it has a bit of body. Well, it's empty, so it's not going to stand up very well on its own empty, but yeah, how cool is that? It's beautiful. The fabric is gorgeous. And I'll just show you Laura's card, because she has just listed today. I saw that she's listed a whole bunch of things in her Etsy store, some more bags like this and some other things. So go check Laura's Etsy store out, because she does gorgeous hand spun yarn as well, which she did send me some as a gift, and I've left it in the other room, but that's okay. I'll show you another time when I use it. But yeah, this is Laura's card. But I'll put the links to her Etsy shop below as well. She's such a sweetheart. So there you go, a bunch of prizes, which I might just carefully place down on the mat here. Yeah, so some great prizes for the crochet along. Like I said, you don't have to finish your blurred lines to qualify for a prize. I always wanted it just to be enjoyable place to sort of hang out with other people making the same project. So no pressure to finish, just join in the fun. Yeah, so there you go. But there's still more. I don't think I'm going to get tired of saying there's still more. I don't think I've ever had this many finished objects to show you on one episode. It's amazing. But I guess that's what happens when it's been over 2 months. I made, quite some time ago, I'm not even sure if, I had started it, because I remember showing you the beginning of this one. This is 3 Springs sample that I made, because I don't currently have any of this shawl at home with me. So yeah, I finished it. This one is a bit different to how it's written in the pattern, because in the pattern you use a different colour on the very bottom. But I really liked this denim blue, so I wanted to keep that with it. And I've just realised there's a progress keeper clip to it. I don't think I want it with a little stitch mark. I think I was counting rows, measuring to compare another shawl with for a design, which I'll show you later. Yeah, so there's my 3 Springs. It's lovely. I love all the colours in this. It's so pretty. This is Dingo Dye Works in the... Oh, I am rusty, aren't I? Is it Deer and Bandy? It could be. I'll check. Colourway. And the blue was a, I think a one of a kind from a dye that's not dyeing anymore. Little Plum Yarn, I think it came from. But it was just the perfect denim blue to go with all those colours. So yeah, really happy with that, and it's so soft. The Ridgy Didge base is just glorious to work with and wear. So yeah, happy to have a 3 Springs sample, because all of mine are living elsewhere at the moment in yarn stores. When I say they're living elsewhere, I haven't lost them or anything. But yeah, so another shawl, and it's perfect because, I don't know if you noticed, it's shawl wearing weather here, and if you hear it, although it's gone a bit quiet now, the wind today has been insane. We seem to live in a bit of a wind tunnel here where we are in Canberra. I don't know what it is about the landscape for this particular part, because I know I can go to a friend's place, 5 k's from here, and it won't be windy at all. So I'm not really sure what's happening. But it has been very windy, and we've had snow, not here, but on the Brindabella Mountains not far from here, and the wind's blowing off the mountain, so the wind chill's rather extreme. But hey, shawl wearing weather isn't bad. I'm not going to complain about that, and I've had some knitted sweaters to wear this winter for the first time since we've moved to Canberra, so hand knit sweaters have been very nice to wear. Speaking of sweaters, I have another one. I finished another sweater. This one I showed you, I think. See, I can't even remember. That's terrible. In any case, this is one I made for my mum. She purchased this yarn quite a while ago from Bendigo Woolen Mills, but she's got quite a bit of arthritis in her fingers and doesn't tend to do much crochet or knitting anymore. It's just a bit too hard on her hands. So she had this yarn and she gave it to me and said, I'm not going to use it, so do what you like. And I thought, I'm going to make Mum a jumper with it. I probably told you that before, so I apologise if I am repeating myself. But I made her a sample of my new sweater design, which is still yet to be named. Coming up with pattern names is hard sometimes, so I still am not 100% sure about what I'm going to call this sweater. But remember the grey one I made, the like charcoal grey? This is the same as that one, although I only had 600 grams of this oyster colour. This is a discontinued yarn and colourway from Bendigo Woolen Mills, but it's a DK weight A-ply. But I only had 3 of their 200 gram balls because, as you probably know, Bendigo Woolen Mills makes or sells majority of their yarn in giant 200 gram balls of yarn. So I only had 3, so it wasn't quite enough to do the bottom, and I didn't want to, because this hem is added on and you work it around, I didn't want to run out halfway through the hem, so I decided to do a little bit of striping at the bottom. Oh, well, that's hard to hold up, there we go. Bit of striping at the bottom, and used up some of this black that I had, which, yeah, I think turned out really, really well. I've sent Mum a picture. I've got to send it up to her. I've got a bunch of stuff I've got to send up to Mum. So I'm having a hair and lip gloss issue. So yeah, really happy with how that turned out. And I like the fit of this one too. I tried it on. This is a size up from the one I made myself. So it's more, it's like a bigger boxy on me. Essentially, most of them, the sleeves are all the same length virtually. So to make it bigger, because I mean, just because you've got a bigger bust measurement doesn't necessarily mean you have longer arms. So from wrist to wrist, I've made them so they're virtually the same. There is a little bit of difference with each size, because I guess, yeah, generally very petite women have slightly shorter arms. But yeah, what it does, you just simply, without giving too much away, make the body wider. It'll make sense when you understand the construction of it. But essentially, on me, it's the same size up here, but it doesn't come in as close to the body. It starts, the armpit of the garment starts further out from the body, so it's got more of a boxy shape, and it's a looser box. Yeah, and I like the fit of this as well. So I'm actually thinking of making myself another one, but a different size, so that I've got the looser fit around the body, because I really like it. So yeah, but I'm really, really happy with it, and I absolutely love the ribbing. It lays nice and flat, which I really like. I use the same style of ribbing that I used on the blurred lines because I like it, but then I love the texture it gives for the body. And I've got to show you because I really like this part too. It's my design, of course. No, that sounds really bad. Sorry. But this is the plan for this shaping happening on the sleeve. So I hope you like that too. I'm this close to finishing with the instructions. For it to be ready for testing. I know it's taken so long, and I desperately wanted to have it out for the Australian winter. I mean, yeah, we're 3-ish weeks into winter. Sorry, it's been loads of stuff, some of which I can't even tell you at the moment, but I've had lots of stuff going on in the Addydae Designs back room that, yeah, has been taking up quite a bit of my time. Some of which is very exciting, which I'll share with you when I can. But yeah, so I haven't been sitting here on my hands, delaying on purpose. So yes, I will have that one ready for you soon. And speaking of new designs, I have a new shawl design I've been working on too. Some time ago, the lovely Amber OBrien from Amber Knits. Did she call herself Amber Knits? Anyway, Amber OBrien, she's a knitwear designer from Melbourne, contacted me and asked me to do a crochet version of a couple of her shawls. Now the first one was her Sea Dragon shawl, which I did, and the crochet version is called Hooked Dragon. So you've already seen that one. The other one she asked me to do was a crochet version of her Kimber shawl, which actually I might have. Hang on, I'll show you a picture of it because it's gorgeous. Okay. Insert elevator music here. I did have a printout. Excusing the noise. Oh, here we go. I don't know how well this is going to show up. That's the Kimber shawl by Amber OBrien. So if you knit as well, and if you haven't checked out Amber's designs yet, you need to go and do it, because I seriously drool every time she comes out with a new pattern. She's so, so talented. So this is the crochet version. So as you can see, yeah, it's got the plain body and then a little bit of chevron lace and stripes, and so happy with how it turned out. So this is going to be called the Waru Shawl. The reason being is that Kimber apparently is a Aboriginal word for fire in one of the Australian Aboriginal dialects. Waru is also an Australian Aboriginal word for fire in a different dialect. So I thought, you know, we'll stick with the theme, seeing that, you know, that was the inspiration behind Amber's original design. So I'm kind of going with that, seeing that mine is a copy I always think that sounds terrible, but no, Amber asked for me to do this. So it's all good. And she's seen a picture of this now, so I know I can show you. So this one is, the instructions are almost complete too, and will be ready for testing shortly. So if you're wondering, this has been made using Dingo Dyeworks Rigiditch. So we've got the full Australian theme thing happening here. This is blue gum. This colour is, I think it's Kununurra, the middle one, and the bottom one is, I don't know if I'm going to say it right, Boondaroo. I don't know if they were specialty colourways a while ago. I'm not sure if they're still available, but you could certainly ask Peter and see if she can dye these again. This is so funny. This bottom one, oh my goodness, it was, I mean, orange, not that it's orange, it's very, very burnt. It's very Australian, I have to say. Like that red earth colour is very Australian, like Central Australian. And in the skein, it looked nice, but honestly it wasn't really doing it for me, just based purely on my personal colour preferences. But I tell you, when I started working this up, I loved every stitch. Isn't that funny how that can happen? It has so much going on, which I'm sure you can't see. It's the video's simply not going to do it justice. But it was just such a joy to work up because of the complexity of the colour. I absolutely loved it. And this is the small size with the 3 colours, and I was able to make this out of less than 50 grams of each of these colours, which I thought was awesome. I didn't know, because I don't always know until I've made it how much yarn it's going to use up, but I was absolutely rapt. So if you get gauge similar to mine, you can make it for 50 grams of each colour. So there you go. So there's also going to be a larger size, which is going to have a 4th colour. So you'll need more than 50 grams of the 3rd and 4th colours if you're making a large size. So I'll let you know the details of that. I have yarn picked out for a 4th one, and I'll show you what they are because they're really cool. I'm just going to restart the camera. One second. Okay, so here is my 4th colour? 4th. My 4 colours for the large size of the Waru Shawl. So these are also all Dingo Dyeworks yarns. I thought I'm definitely going to keep with that theme. Keep it Aussie. So there's this, which is pinky, which is a lovely grey. And then this colour, which is the same colour that I used. It is that colour there in my blurred lines. The one I can never remember the name of. Is it no, it's not nope, can't remember. So there's the second. Okay, then that's the 3rd. So, and then that will be the 4th colour. So I think they will look stunning, and I can't wait to have a chance to do those 4 colours. Yeah, I think it'll look really good. And not dissimilar, actually. Where'd I put that piece of paper? Yeah, I suppose it's not really dissimilar to the colours that Amber picked for hers, so maybe that's what led me there. But in any case, I had them here to use up, so yeah, hopefully I'll have at least some of that to show you by the next time I podcast. I'm not going to make any promises about how soon that will be at this stage, because there's a busy couple of months coming up for us at the moment. How am I kidding? It feels like it's always busy. I hate saying that, you know, it seems like, I'm sure everyone's busy. It's just life, isn't it? And I don't know if you were able to see, I got myself a Fringe Supply Co bag. I think this is the Field bag by Fringe Supply Co. I really love it. This was a special colourway they did. What do they call it? Toffee, I think. I think they must have a standard set of colours. I think it's like grey, navy and a cream, I think, but then they do specialty fabrics every now and again, and I just couldn't resist this gorgeous toffee colour. Love it. And I've put my pins on it so you can see. There's the one I got from, hang on, let's see if we can do this. That one I got from Claudia, and she also sent me her Crochet Luna pin. This one was really cool. I bought it for myself. It doesn't quite have the same ring to it, does it? Yeah, I bought it for myself. No. I thought it was cute. This one I got from Peter at Dingo Dye Works. And this one I got from my friend Christine, which I think is gorgeous. And this one, I think I bought it. Yeah, another sad one that I had to purchase myself. No, I just thought it was cute. And I can't remember where I purchased it from. Quite possibly Bendigo Sheep and Wool Show last year. I can't remember. But yeah, so that's where my pins are going to go. And highly recommend this bag. Like, it's really, really sturdy. The canvas fabric is awesome. Because I know they're not cheap, but they're definitely worth the money. They've got pockets on the inside, and let's see if I can show you. It's got one big pocket on one side, and it's got the little eyelets. So, not that I've ever done it when I don't do colour work very often, but I know you can strand your yarn through those to, I believe, stop them from tangling up. Can't say I've ever done that, but hey, they're there. And then there's 1/2 size pocket on the other side, and then there's some skinny ones that you can pop your needles or your crochet hooks in, which is very cool. So yeah, it's a new purchase of mine, which I absolutely love. It's great. I can see more of those in my future. Although, lately, which is another thing that's been keeping me busy, we've been reorganising our office space here at home, and trying to work out what... Hang on, I have a small person wanting to know something. What's up, sweetie?
Not knowing something, I need you to come and help me with something.
Is it urgent?
Well, yeah.
Oh.
Not dying urgent, but gaming urgent.
Gaming urgent. Can you believe there is such a phrase? Excuse me. Can you believe she called that a gaming emergency? Seriously? It's like, Mum, the Wi-Fi's out. Help! So it's completely and utterly derailed whatever train of thought I had happening here. So anyway, chatting about my feel bag. It's very good. Yes, see more in my future. Okay, I have a couple of whips to show you after my massive pile of FOs. How cool was that? One of them is embarrassingly from long ago, and I know I showed it to you, so I have to fess up to this one a little bit. This is this was supposed to be a present for a friend of mine who had a little girl over 12 months ago. Yeah, that was an epic fail on my part because I didn't get it finished in time. But fortunately for me, another friend's had a baby girl just a few weeks ago. So I still get to use it. So here's my little scooter vest. It looks a little odd at the moment and really narrow across the front because I've got to add the sleeve edging on. This is just using one skein of the colour changing sock yarns from Bendigo Woolen Mills. So you can make this, I think I'm making the smaller size, like the newborn to 3 months or 3 to 6 months, I can't remember. But you can make it with less than a ball of yarn. So I've still got this much left, and I've just got the sleeves to do. This one looks weird. Yeah, it's not a mistake, it's not joined, because what you do is you pop buttons on it and fold it. So it's easy for dressing little bubbers because you can undo the neckline completely, and I also make it extra long to cover babies' backs, and that's written into the pattern that was delivered on my part. So yeah, it looks really cute in the little pink and blues. So yeah, I am determined to finish that this week. Yeah, Skein Sisters have started a hashtag this week hashtag week of whips, where everyone fesses up and shows how many whips they've got. So this is going in that, and it's going to force me to face up to the fact that I need to finish it, because it's probably going to, I could do it in an evening. All I've got to do is the 2 teeny weeny little sleeve edges for a baby size. Like, seriously, what is wrong with me? Why does that happen? Please tell me I'm not the only one things like that happen to. You get so close and then for some reason it just... Anywho, so that's one whip. Now the other whip is slightly bigger, which is why it's still a whip. But I'm kind of impressed with how much I've done on it lately. This has been my when you just want to chill out at night and not think project. But, sorry, it's quite heavy. Look at this. I can't even fit it in the shot. It has grown considerably since the last time I showed you. If I can hold it up high enough and see what I'm doing. This marker here was where it was last time I shared it with you. So I've done all of these stripes up to here since last time, which on a single bed width blanket, like this thing's virtually my arm span, that's how wide it is. Yeah, that's how much I've done. And there's no point in showing the other one because it's virtually identical. I've reached the same point on the second one. So essentially I am halfway through making the 2 single bed size blankets. So essentially I've made 1 single bed size, or the equivalent of that in crochet. So I'm really happy. It looks so pretty and it's perfect at the moment because it's cold. I've got my very own lap blanket while I'm working. So it's been really, really nice to work on lately. And like I said, with all the other stuff that I've been working on in the background lately, it's nice to have something that doesn't require any brain power to do of an evening and wind down. But the girls are happy with it. I'm pretty sure I'm on track with my yarn use because I calculated how many stripes I could get out of each colour, because the majority of it is leftovers, or just colours that I didn't have enough to make a full garment for the girls anymore, and colours that I wasn't going to wear. Like, can't really see me wearing, you know, anything particular made out of a lot of these. So I only purchased, in order to finish, like to do this project, 1 200-gram ball of that colour and 1 of the red. And then I had to purchase extra purple for the edging because I knew I wouldn't have enough in stash to do the what's the main colour here to finish it. So I didn't have to, considering they're going to be big enough to fit 2 single beds, I hardly had to buy any yarn at all. And I'm on track. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have enough. I may run out of the purple, the main colour purple, but I'll wait and see. I'm not ordering any more until I'm sure. And I don't really care if the dye lot's different because you're not going to notice. Right, so it's no biggie. But yeah, so wrapped with how much I've got done on that. Goodness knows how I'm going to manage it on my lap when they're close to close to full size. That'll be interesting. Anyway, so yeah, I'll continue plugging away at those. And I'd love to say they'd be finished for the girls to use before this winter ends. But don't go holding your breath. You know me, I'm easily distracted by new projects. So that is pretty much all of the crochet content I have to show you. I have a few new things. Now I have bought yarn because since I spoke to you last, I visited Skein Sisters. I went to a celebration of wool here in Canberra, which is like our local annual yarn festival. I think even since the last time I spoke to you, I went to, what's it called again? Canberra Handmade Market. It's not all wool, but there are some yarn vendors there. So I have bought some yarn since the last time I spoke to you, but I like to show new yarn purchases mainly when I'm actually using them, because then it's fun to show you how they look worked up as well. And I don't want to bore you with that parade of yarn, although I haven't bought a crazy amount, but I have bought a few things that I wanted to show you because they're just too cool not to. Forever I have wanted to get some timber sock blockers, because there've been so many pretty ones I've seen online. I've not found a source in Australia, so if anyone knows of an Aussie vendor making these, let me know. But by the time I purchased these, I had not found one. But aren't these pretty? These are from, I think Sweden or Norway, somewhere like that, from a company called Woodico. And you can choose different cutouts. So I got 3 different sizes. So these ones were like deer or elk cutout, and I got the sheep. And you can see this is the medium adult size. And then I've got little foxes on the small adult size. And you can get, these are, as I said, the adult sizes, because I have no need for baby sizes here, but you can get children's sizes as well. And they also do mitten ones, which are very cool too for blocking, if you do colour work mittens and stuff. So yeah, I don't know how much I'd actually use these as far as, when you wash socks, and I don't block socks per se. So why am I buying sock blockers, I hear you ask? Mainly, I'll be honest, mainly I want them so if I make socks for a design, I've got something pretty to display them on. I mean, come on, how good do socks look on these things? But honestly, for everyday wear, I don't do the sock blocking thing. They just are rolled up and put back in the cupboard. Because your feet block them out, don't they? That said, I have not made lace socks. So, if you've got a beautiful lace pattern, there's hair floating around. If you've got a beautiful lace pattern, I totally get how, you'd need to block them for that reason. So don't mind me. But yeah, I just wanted to share that with you. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to show. Bit of news about some of the things that I can tell you about that have been happening. You probably remember last time I was talking to you about the classes I was about to do at Skein Sisters. They went really, really well. I had such a fun weekend going up there. It was awesome. I had 2 beautiful groups of ladies to teach. They bed very well with my nervousness, but put me at ease. It was really, really enjoyable, and like I've always said, if you haven't been to Skein Sisters yet and you have the opportunity, you should definitely go. It's a fantastic store. Yeah, you won't be disappointed. While I was there, one of the classes I was at, Elizabeth from Earl Grey Crochet took one of the classes, and Claire from Bob Wilson 123 was in one of my classes. So that was really cool. Laura from Lola Star Creates podcast came down just to say hi on the day, which was awesome. Nice to catch up with her. So I had a great time teaching there. Now I was going to tell you something else about that weekend too. No, it's gone. I can't remember. It was great fun anyway. They treated me like a complete VIP. It was just fun. I had a great time. And yes, we had a celebration of wool here in Canberra, which is held at the bus depot markets over a whole weekend. And I got to meet up with Claire and Elizabeth again at the markets there, and also Natalie from Talia Louise Crochet. So totally name dropping right now. We got to meet up and hang out there. I got to spend some time with Deb from Skein Sisters. She came down from Sydney to check out the market. Hung out with Katrina from Pirate Pearl Yarns for a little while at the Tandy stand. Saw Bryony. So caught up with some fantastic people. Saw some beautiful yarns. Might have bought some yarn, which I will show you eventually, you know that. So that was really, really fun. Oh, and Natalie from Talia Louise Crochet, who does the tea, that's who Natalie is. Look at I've got to show you this. I don't know if I can, oh yeah, there we go. How cool is that? She made that. It's a necklace. And I'm not really, look, I love crochet. You know I love crochet. I'm not going to be able to get it focused. Hang on, there we go. It's so beautiful. I love crochet, but I'm not the kind of person to wear crochet jewellery, really. Oh, it's going to sound terrible. No judgment against anyone that does it. You know, and even those gorgeous boho styles, that's just not me. That's what I'm trying to say, okay? Everyone's got a different style aesthetic, and it's just not my personal style. I love this. She pegged me perfectly. Thank you, Natalie, if you're watching. So yeah, we had an absolute ball at Celebration of Wool. I'll try and I'll find my photos. I didn't take many. I, you know, as always, had this great plan to take a whole bunch of fabulous photos and document the whole thing. But honestly, you're just having so much fun chatting and squishing the yarn and walking around. We were terribly disappointed that the hot apple cider guy was not there. Devastated, in fact, that he was not there. Because I talked it up to the others and said, we've got to go there, we'll meet right outside his stand, and they were all looking forward to it, and he wasn't open, so I don't know what's happened. Does anyone know what's happened to the hot apple cider guy at the bus depot markets? I'm hoping he was just, well, not that I hope he was unwell, but I hope he hasn't closed down for good, because I haven't been back to the bus depot markets is on every Sunday, and I haven't been back there since then, so to check if he's come back. So anyway, I'm rambling now. I also got to meet up with Melinda, who is Yarn to Woman, who has the Yarn to Woman podcast. She was in Canberra for work and got in touch with me, so we met up and had a lovely dinner out, and didn't do we chatted crafting, but we didn't get a chance to do any, which sounds terrible. It just, I don't know, the venues I think we ended up going to weren't exactly your, you know, cozy couch, sit and crochet type venues. They were a bit loud and, yeah, great food. The food was great, but yeah. So that was really nice to catch up with Melinda. Yeah, she's over in Perth, in case you didn't know, which is on the extreme opposite side of Australia. And yeah, so it was unusual to have her over here, but she comes over to Canberra for work sometimes. And yeah, we get to catch up, so that was really cool. And gosh, what else has happened? It's been so long, I feel like there's so many things to catch you up on, but that's essentially it. I won't bore you with all the details of the last 2 months. I hope you've enjoyed what I have been able to share with you, and like I said, I have some exciting news to share, but I can't share it yet. So you have to stay tuned for that. That's quite teasing of me, isn't it? I shouldn't do that. I hope you've all been well over the last little while and been enjoying your crafting. Pop into the Blurred Lines Crochet Along a Thread on Ravelry if you want to see some awesome sweaters that have been made. Also, something that I'll just finish up with this. If you follow me on Instagram, you might know this already, but I've created, well, I haven't created it, but I came up with a hashtag for anyone who wants or is happy for me to share their pictures. I know on Instagram, you know, we've got the repost app, and generally if you post something publicly, it's kind of out there in the public world, but I never liked reposting anyone's photos without their permission. So what I decided to do was come up with a hashtag that if you tagged your projects made from my designs with hashtag Addydae makers. I'm pretty sure that's it. I should remember my own hashtag, shouldn't I? But if you use this hashtag, which I will put down below so you've got it exactly right, that lets me know that you're happy for me to share. Because I know, you know, some people take photos of their kids, and yes, even if it is public, I don't want to use it without permission. So it's a little way for you guys to let me know that you're happy for me to share your work, because I absolutely love sharing what other people have made using my designs. But yeah, it just sort of makes that process a little bit easier, and yeah. So check out that hashtag as well, because there's some awesome stuff being shared in there as well, which I love. I love seeing what you make. It I can't express the feeling I get seeing you guys put together something that you've created from a set of instructions that I've come up with. It just, and your colour combinations and how you put things together just blows me away. So honestly, I do a little happy dance every single time. I want you to know that, how much I appreciate it. So enough from me. It's been great getting a chance to finally catch up with you. Again, I apologise that it's taken me so long to do this, but yeah, it has been great, and I hopefully won't be that long before I catch up with you again. So take care, everybody. Sorry, the cat's at my feet, if you're wondering what I'm looking at. I'm just worried if a cat tail, is appearing. What's going on? I'm sure you'd work it out. I am going to go now. Take care, everybody. Bye.
She's waiting for love to be realized. I'll send her my heart covered as a gift, and hope that you'll take